Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the stream. So today we're going to be doing some Arena, and maybe we'll play some more of that constructed deck that I played last time. Alright, so I'm just going to take a look at my deck again. Now this is the deck that I made last stream. So right now it's random 60, which means you get 60 cards and you make a 30 card deck out of it. So basically, I didn't have a strong pull in any particular color. This is the first random 60 with the duels cards. So I did get a lot of duels cards as options, and I ended up going a little bit of Sage for the Helion. This loyalty 2 here, without it, this card's okay, but it's not the worst, right? If you play Helion, you don't have loyalty, it's a lot like a Lurking Giant. And then we have a couple of evil cards. I picked up Murderous Necromancer here, and Necrovirus are going to be our main. Necrovirus is another one of those cards where if you don't have loyalty, then it's no big deal. You just get to remove something, and both players getting a zombie is usually good for you because you want to play this on your opponent's turn, and your gold's down, so it's nice to have that chump blocker. They play a Blitz Champion, so effectively, what I'm saying here is the only card in our deck which cares about the alignment heavily is a Murderous Necromancer. So this card, if you don't have the 2 evil cards in your hand when you play it, then it's kind of useless. It's just a champion that doesn't have very much stats. But if you get the 3 zombies out, then even if they remove it with something, you still have the 3 zombies. That's very relevant. Otherwise, this deck's okay. I don't think it's amazing, but I think that it fulfills everything that it needs to do pretty well. We have some 0-cost cards, we have a recycle, some health gain, we have a way to banish the discard pile, we have some board clears, some on-turn plays, and some off-turn plays. So overall, I think this deck will do fine, but nothing. Maybe you will win 2 games, something like that. I'm not really expecting for this deck to. It doesn't have any real power plays. It's more just about playing your cards in the right order. Alright, we're up against DRM. Let's see, so the opponent's going first here. Corpse Taker is not a card you want in your opening hand, because it returns a card from your discard pile to your hand. I'm also going to toss the Thrasher Demon. We'll keep, we don't need Grave Demon either. It is an ambush champion, but it's pretty lame for its, for the first turn of the game, because we just get an 8 offense, 8 defense. It's not very much. So we're just going to keep the Lightning Strike, and the Javelin Thrower will be there in case there's a small champion we need to get rid of, like a Force Mage Apprentice type of thing. Something that we can take out for 3. And it looks like our mulligans worked pretty well. We drew a Time Thief and a Crystal Golem are both going to be off-turn plays that are quite good. Alright, here comes Raging T-Rex here, so we're going to go ahead and probably just return to their hand. I mean, them drawing 2 multiple times might be very relevant in random 60. But I'm not sure that we're going to actually be able to deal with this card in a different way. Go Wild, the Whirlwind. Yeah, I might just try to keep the pressure going. So, that means they're going to have infinite cards, but we are going to probably get in for 8 here. Perfect draw right now would be the good Gold Dragon. We need some kind of Punisher ideally, or another 0-cost champion. Alright, that's fine. We can trade with this. This is a perfectly valid trade here. So after that happens, we'll play the Gudgeon, and we'll set it for an Evict. What we'll try to do is do something like Gudgeon. They have Go Wild as well, but I'm not sure if they'll want to play it here. Alright, we're going to go ahead and drop this. Like I said, we're setting up for an Evict. We're going to return all champions to their own hands, then each opponent discards a card. So what we'll try and do is something like Gudgeon here. Maybe next turn we'll play this Necrovirus, and then the turn after we can swing in, play Javelin Thrower, play Evict. So I'll give it to mid for playing the Javelin Thrower here, but I think it's nice to save the deal 3 for when it actually gets rid of a champion. It looks like we're playing against someone that is heavily invested in Wilds. But we know they have Go Wilds, T-Rex, and Whirlwind in hand. Just going to pass to us. I mean, overall, I'm quite okay with a draw 2 being played here because they're at 7. So I'm tempted to actually make a play, even though it would normally be bad to. Because them playing Raging T-Rex doesn't seem like it'd be very good for them. So if their hand's all value right now, then playing something will actually it might make them make a really awkward play, like drawing 2 and then discarding a card, or just playing the T-Rex. So yeah, let's just go ahead and we'll play the Crystal Golem here. Now this play is very weak to Pyrosaur or Ascendant Pyromancer but aside from those two things, yeah, they just had to play an Ambush Champion on turn, which is perfectly fine for us. Alright, we're going to go ahead and get in with that. And the real question is, do I want to trade in this Crystal Golem, or do I want to break it and draw 2 cards? I suppose what I could do here, and I think I'm going to, is just go ahead and Lightning Strike and Javelin Thrower that, and then attack with Crystal Golem. If they decide to Whirlwind this, which there's a good chance they will, then the Gold Dragon will go ahead and deal 6 to them, and we'll gain 6, but we'll be low on cards in hand. So it's a bit dangerous, but I think overall it's our best play. Like right now, they could go Wild, that, then Whirlwind. I think that would be a very strong play for them. Alright, I think they didn't realize that they could use the Go Wild to save the Draco's Enforcer there. We're going to go ahead and get in for 6 and gain 6 here. This is a nice clock because every time this hits your opponent, it's a 12-point swing. You deal 6 damage and you gain 6 health. Hi Bix, how's it going? Alright. I think overall though, we're managing to recover. Other T-Rex is a bit rough, but sometimes you just have to force your opponent's hand. So like right now they could play T-Rex and then we could just draw 2 or something along those lines. Alright, so Invoke Pact is not looking very good right now. To play an Airborne Champion, we've got the Necrovirus, but they actually probably don't have one because they just played 2 Airborne Champions. So here, it's pretty likely that they're just going to take 6 and I'll gain 6 each turn. Alright, they do have one. It's fine. We have the Necrovirus here. Now what's interesting is if this gets removed, I'll probably use Invoke Pact to replay it. Alright. It's actually probably good for us that this happened because, so if this gets removed, the Gold Dragon, it gets broken and I Invoke Pact, I will want to use Necrovirus's ally ability to make 3 zombies. But it's riskier. If I already have a zombie out, it actually puts a lot into play. It's overextending a bit. But now that my opponent has both played a champion and removed our zombie, they've invested more. Now they're forced to go wild here just to dig for an answer because they don't have one. So they're looking to just draw one off the top here. And they did it before they gave me priority in case they had a way to banish their entire discard pile. Like an Amnesia or something. Looks like things are looking good for us. Might not even have an off-turn play, honestly. They have Go Wild and T-Rex and one other card, and they have 2 others. Could probably get away with drawing 2 and making 3 taking 3 zombie tokens. Probably could get away with it. We'll pass. If they have removal for this, we're in a winning position here, and I think that keeping my gold up is very strong because it enables me to invoke back to this gold dragon here. And I actually, because they have such a hard time removing this, I'm going to use my evict to draw 2 instead of the invoke pact. I think that reanimating this is going to be pretty strong. Just because it looks like our opponent is really struggling to deal with it. Alright, more discard pile banishment. No Necrovirus for us, I suppose. So it looks like we're going to be taking 7 here. Which is totally fine. We're gaining 6 every turn, so this 7 will put us at 16. Okay, we're going to take another 7 and go down to 9. 9's not the end of the world, though. Interesting, they're passing. Well, we're going to draw 2 with this final task here. We could even bring one of their things back, but it's not worth it. Alright. See if we can get in for 6 here. Maybe they have a Fireball Flame Strike and I'm just dead. Drain Essence, alright. Just go ahead and bring that back. We're just going to deploy this as well. We'll go ahead and start eating champions with it. Let's get rid of that Draco's Enforcer so we can gain the 3 health. I could even attack here. Not a bad play, but it's nice to have the pressure. And it'll be lethal next turn. I could get rid of the Ancient Chant, but I think that at the pace that we're going, this game is going to be quite close. So if we banish the Ancient Chant, it might draw them the card they need. I think them taking a turn to recall the Ancient Chant will be a net loss for them, as in their chances of winning will be lower if they recall Ancient Chant. So because of that, I'm not going to banish the Ancient Chant. If this was the first turn of the game, I would consider it. Probably even do it. It's a good thing that I decided to put this in here as a Punisher. I was mentioning how this deck was a bit light on those. We have Helion, sort of. But and Final Task is sort of a Punisher as well. Reset to draw 2. Looking for an answer. It's always a good sign when your opponent is behind and they draw 2 on their own turn. They do not have a way to deal with whatever it is that they're trying to deal with. We're going to draw 2 as well here. Might as well, just in case we drew a 0 cost answer of some kind, like I think we have a Banish Target 0 cost champion. So maybe if I drew that, I'd use it on there. Alright, we're going to take this damage. The real question is whether or not I banish here. Just gain 3 health before attacking. I think I don't, because Helion plus Corpsemonger is lethal if they both connect, if this gets removed. So I'm just going to assume that that I have the potential for lethal here and I should go for it. Alright. So unfortunately, if I play Helion, I won't have an off-turn play, so I can't do that. It's going to have to be probably the Knight of Shadows, or the Fire Spirit. Let's go with the Fire Spirit, so that way we definitely have loyalty 2 for Helion. The Knight of Shadows is also quite strong because the 9 offense unblockable is lethal next turn, but it's also reasonable to hold on to it because this Helion might get a lot of value here. You might be able to take down something with 2 health. Like if the opponent just plays like a Den Mother, for example. Alright, they're going to return that to our hand and then pass. Radiance, you're actually willing to draw 2. Sure. So now here's an interesting decision. I could either break that and make a zombie for them, then play my Fire Spirit. I could draw 2. Draw 2 seems a bit weak, but I could play the Bounty Hunter on my turn. That's not bad. What do we see? We saw Hunting Wyvern and Rage. Draw 2, go to 8. Draw 1, go to 9. Play Bounty Hunter, go to 8. Seems weak, though. I just don't have a good follow-up if I just break that and make a zombie token. And I could replay the Fire Spirit, but that seems pretty slow. I also like having this removal. I like holding on to this because it's a draw 2, it enables Murderous Necromancer, and it's hard removal, which I don't really have right now. We're gonna go for the Helion play here. What I'll do here is I'll probably Bounty Hunter that and then pass with my gold up without attacking with this. So I'm threatening to kill my opponent with the Helion if I swing with it, if they don't have nothing to jump it or block it or anything like that. So they're probably going to be forced to just start their turn without spending their gold. If they have removal, then they'll just use it on the Helion, which is also fine. Legion to make a lot of 1/1s. Alright. That's good to me. Just go ahead and we'll use this, and the damage to them is actually very relevant right now, so I'm going to go ahead and deal 2 damage to them and get rid of one of their human tokens. They're low enough that the damage to them is probably better than getting rid of a human token. I might just randomly kill them with some burn card. I have Draka's Fire, so yeah, that would do it. Or if this stays in play, then Force Mage Apprentice would also do it. So I'll probably draw 2 and try and find one of those 2 if the Helion doesn't get removed and I'm not dead. I mean, it could die to something like a Revolt here, something that buffed all of his human tokens. I mean, I'm definitely blocking that. Alright, so the way Rage works is if I block this, then the breakthrough is only applied to here. So if I block this with Bounty Hunter, I take 2. And there's what, 5? So 5 plus 4 is 9, so 1 human token survives. I'm just going to go ahead and do that. I could even Smash and Burn here, which would, what, 8? So my Bounty Hunter would still die. I would just not take 2 damage. I don't think that's worth it. I don't think it's worth spending my gold first just for that. I'm going to go ahead and do this. That'll put me at 11. And then one of these human tokens will survive. Generally, you want to play Rage after blocks. But it's possible you could be seeing something like a buff all of your champions effect here. Alright. So if I remove my own bounty hunter, then the breakthrough will still happen. I'll take 8, which will put me at 5, and then the guilt demon will kill me, so that's not a play. I could remove just this, and then I would take 6 and I would survive. That's a play. If I smash and burn here, then I take 6, but my opponent's going to gain, what are they gaining right now? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, plus 6 is 22 right now. So the extra 8's probably not very important. So I'm just going to go for the smash and burn play then. A little sad here. This game's going to be much more of a fight than I expected. I thought we were about to win. All right, but yeah, we'll just take out. So we might as well just take out 3 4-health humans. No reason to get rid of the 8-1 since they're all normal human tokens. I'm gonna gain a lot of health. So Justice Prevails gives all of your 0-cost champions Righteous and +3 offense and +3 defense, which is why they're gaining 1,000,000 health right now. So this guild team is going to come in, probably manage to smash and burn, and then I'll take 6, and that'll put me at 7, which is going to make this game significantly more difficult. But still winnable. Depends on whether they have any burn cards, really. We've seen the Whirlwind. One thing that's going to be very tough about this matchup is I don't have that much health gain in my deck. I think I just have the Gold Dragon, and maybe one other card. Might just be the Gold Dragon. So that means that winning this is going to be tough. Definitely doable. We're going to go ahead and start by getting rid of 2 of these. Get that Guild Demon off the table, it's very important. And I'm going to go ahead and Murderous Necromancer out 3 zombie tokens. Could absolutely die to Fires of Rebellion or something here. I think the Fires of Rebellion and Flame Strike are the only things that would actually kill me. And Lessons, they also have Smash and Burn. Now, one thing that's kind of funny is that the number of cards in their deck might be very relevant here because they have 9 left. I have a Grave Demon, but I have to draw it, and I have to draw all of these other cards first because I mulliganed it away. So once I draw that, I can banish their whole discard pile, but they might actually draw out before that happens. So we can't really afford to do anything about this 2 damage in the air. It's going to take out both of these, Murderous Necromancer and Helion. But doing that before attacks is wrong, because now I can act with the knowledge that gold is spent, so I can play this Wave Transformation, which I almost definitely will. Turn everything into a wolf token. Now I have an equal board. So whenever you make an equal board, it's similar to clearing the board. Just go ahead and start swinging here. See if I can trade out. Generally, attackers' tokens are better because if you remove your opponent's blockers, or if you have a buff or something like that, then you can make your token stronger. So, whereas as the defender, if you play something that buffs your tokens, maybe the other player won't attack. It's hard to get value out of blocking than it is out of attacking, because if you attack and you have the more or bigger stuff, then you deal damage. Alright, so let's see what we want to do about this. It's probably going to be Winter Fairy. Knife Shadows is also good, but I guess we don't need the cards that much. Let's just go for the damage here and play the Knife Shadows. Is that Dracos Fire I was talking about earlier? I'll hold on to this Faithful Pegasus. I might play it after my opponent spends their gold. So they banished everything they're drawing, they've already banished so far. So I'm thinking one of the first cards that was banished was this Dragonling, so that's probably... Okay, so they actually probably have Dragonling in hand, and they probably also have the Storm Dragon in hand. And they're going to be drawing the Whirlwind soon, so I'm going to be dead as soon as the Whirlwind happens. Which means I need that Gold Dragon pretty soon. I think I just have to go for it and play the Faithful Pegasus here and just try and take as many risks as possible. I mean, this is only 2 damage, but looks like they are trying to draw 2 to get that Whirlwind. So if I hit with this 2, then I hit for 11 next turn. That puts them at 13. Then if I played Raucous Fire, they would be at 8, plus Force Mage would put them at 6. So I could even put them at 4 with the Force Mage, which means that, but even if they're at 6, they can't play the Whirlwind for lethal. Alright, that's going to be a game. I just got absolutely wrecked by that, by the Justice Prevails, giving their whole team Righteous. Yeah. Alright, and for that we got a Wither. Alright, so I'm probably going to play, maybe we'll make another deck here. Make sure I don't have any challenges. Alright, let's do... Let's see if we can get in a game with that dinosaur deck that I was playing with last stream. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the deck builder. Or I can queue with it and then I can explain what it's about. So this is the deck that I made last stream. It's had a couple of small tweaks, but basically what I really wanted to do here was make a evil and a wild deck. So what we're focusing on is the Raging T-Rex and a couple of other champions like Strafing Dragon and Tukong and Pyrosaur. These are all going to be our bread and butter as far as wild goes. What we're trying to do here is we just have plays that have a very big impact on the board. So whenever you play Kong, you're going to take out a big champion, you're also making a threat. That's what all of our cards are. We got Pyrosaur is going to remove usually many of your opponent's champions, and then also it deals damage directly to them. So it deals 10 damage the turn it comes into play if it's not dealt with. Rage T-Rex draws you 2 cards, and then you have this big champion in play, which is a big threat. Okay, it's Drifting Dragon here. Usually you'll play this off turn, but sometimes you'll play it as a Punisher on turn, and it can threaten to deal 11 damage, but a lot of the time we'll use it just to take out something, like an Angel of Death. And then we have this Airborne Champion. And Airborne Champions can be a nuisance because they frequently just get damage in over and over again. It's hard to justify spending your gold to deal with the Strafing Dragon on your opponent's turn if that's all they have out. And then of course, playing surprise attack here because we have a lot of champions, and also a lot of our cards are slow. So they don't have ambush. They are champions that we would that getting a lot of value out of being played off turn. So Kong and T-Rex, for example, are like that. But so is Necromancer Lord. So we're playing a couple of reanimation cards because we want to use these really powerful high impact cards over and over again. So we're playing Necromancer Lord, Invoke Pact, and Final Task, which all allow us to replay our these cards, these champions that are going to have a big impact on the board. Usually in every deck that plays a lot of champions and reanimation, I'll play Misguide Herald. And the reason for that is Misguide Herald has the strongest of all the tributes because it puts another champion into play. So if you're going to Final Task something, if you're going to have these reanimation cards in your hand and potentially have champions in your discard pile to bring back, what you want to do is bring back powerful tributes usually. That's not always the case, but generally it's very strong to bring back a tribute, to use a tribute the first time and then your thing dies. You don't lose that much value out of it dying because most of the value is in the tribute. and that's why we're playing a Misguided Herald. Aside from that, we also have Endbringer Ritualist, which is going to be a way for us to clear the board, but we could also play Angel of Death in this slot. Just depends on how greedy we want to be. It's already pretty greedy to run only about a third of these cards, a little more than that. Right, 24 out of 60 is, I guess 20 out of 60 is a third, so 24 out of 60 is going to be a little over a third of our deck is wild. But we're running multiple loyalty 2s. We have Pyrosaur, Rage T-Rex, and Straight from Dragons. That's 9 loyalty 2s out of our 24 cards in Wilds. And we're running Necromancer Lord as a loyalty 2 in Evil. We also have Dark-One's Apprentice here, mainly because it really fits our theme of high impact cards that are good to reanimate. So usually when you'll play this, it's going to help stabilize. You're not going to die as quickly, and oftentimes 3 health is all you need to survive for an additional turn. Because we have the Dark One's Apprentices and the Drain Essences, a lot of the time we can just, and the Consumes, plus the Heinous Feasts, we can usually climb our way back into a game where we've gotten down to something like 7 health, because we have multiple ways to gain health, and the Gudgeons will protect us from things like Flame Strikes. They have to deal with this Gudgeon first. A lot of these are just all about slowing the opponent down, because our game plan is that our plays are so strong that we're going to just outvalue anyone eventually. Eventually, what we'll be doing by playing our Kongs and T-Rexes consistently over and over again is going to be stronger than our opponent's junk that they start playing as they run out of good their preferred place. Alright. And yeah, otherwise we just have, some small removal. We're playing Rage and Lash. We might want to play more Lashes, not sure yet. Wolf Spite and Flame Spike are there, mostly to deal small champions, along with Wither, Heinous, and Consume. And those also work quite well with Darwin's Apprentice and Pyrosaur, because you can add together small amounts of damage to take down something that's big. Alright. Well, we do have people looking for arena games, so I think I'm just gonna swap over. I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll queue up for one while I keep going. I keep scrolling here. I'll queue up for one while I make my arena deck. Alright, so arena. Let's see what we have. Okay. I'm already excited about this. I like having Second Wind, Pieces of Evangeline, and Faithful Pegasus. These are all 0-cost cards to recycle. Those are usually good in a lot of random 60 decks because of just how many. You have a 30-card deck, which is pretty small. You can get 2 cards in your discard pile, and then you can reuse those cards that you've played. It's hard to make a deck in random 60 that wants your discard pile cards so badly that you can't run more recycles. So go ahead and run those. We'll probably also want Palace Guard in most decks because it's a way to come back. You remove something and you also get a body. Same thing with Bounty Hunter here. We're already looking at a very high value deck right now. I don't think we're going to end up playing heavy good because I don't see any real reason to go into good except for Brand and maybe Angel of Light. Alright. Evil's looking more promising. We've got Word of Summoning. I like Little Devil in a lot of decks. And we could run something like, let's go ahead and put Rax in play again. We could run something like Necromancer Lord, Dark Assassin, Deathbringer here. Seems like we don't have that many evil cards, unfortunately, because I think that going evil would normally be strong, but I'm not sure we have enough. Go ahead and toss Deathbringer in here for now. Usually in random 60 you get a lot of people just playing something that's very strong. So they'll toss in their whatever color they think is the strongest, they'll build around that. But that means that having these removal cards that are going to give you a body is nice because it's not an investment in a color they have to make. This card will always be pretty reasonable anytime you draw it. Alright, I'm also going to go ahead and play Chronicler, which I think is quite good. erase. We're probably going to have enough Sage for Juggernaut, just looking at the amount of Sage we have here. So I'm going to go ahead and start playing those cards. Let's see. Winter Fairy is better than a draw 2 usually. Frantic Digging is great 0 cost. Same with Hasty Retreat and Warrior Golem. If you don't have loyalty for this, it's still going to be a 0 cost that recycles. And it recycles whenever it goes to your discard pile. So you can discard a Warrior Golem with your Frantic Digging, and then you recycle twice. You can discard it when your opponent plays Thought Plucker, and then you recycle. And it can recycle itself, which is very special about most recycle cards. Alright. Let's go look at our wilds here. Also great looking wild stuff. We have Smash and Burn, Triceratops, Flash Fire, Fireball, Fire's Rebellion, Flood of Fire, a lot of direct damage here, Polar Shock, Flash. Even without going heavily into a color, I think this deck is already looking great. I'm probably going to go heavy enough wild to pick up the Pyrosaur and the Draka, because I think those two are going to be pretty exciting whenever I draw them. So I'll go ahead and play Mythic Monster and maybe the Jungle Queen, even though I normally wouldn't want to put those cards in my deck. From Sage, I'm going to play Sequester so I have a way to banish the discard pile. Don't think I can play Necromancer in this deck. We could pick up Arm, honestly. It's a very aggressive card, but I think our deck is fairly aggressive. We have lots of ways to deal damage directly to an opponent. So I'll just go ahead and pick up the Arm. I'll just be at deal 7 for 0 usually. I could probably try to find a way to squeeze in this Juggernaut, but we have enough Punishers as it stands. Overall, I think this deck is great and will probably be very good. I think we're going to end a lot of games pretty quickly here. I'm just looking to see if there's anything. Normally I would cut cards like Priestess and Faithful Pegasus in this kind of deck, but we have, what, 4 recycles? 5 if you count Warrior Golem, so it's really free recycling. Might as well just play them, make our deck smaller. Lessons learned, we have plenty, so we have deal 7, deal 7, deal 6, and then we have lessons learned to replay something. Pyrosaur deals 4, Flashfire deals 2, and Fireball deals 3, so we have just a ton of direct damage in this deck. Plus Chronicler can rebuy something. So spot removal. We practically have no play that we would want to make on our own turn, except for, I suppose we have Mythic Monster, Triceratops, and Winter Fairy, so we're not doing too badly in that department, and some 0 cost champions. We could even play something like Memory Spirit in this deck. Juggernaut. I'm mostly questioning the Arm right now. I'm not sure, based on the number, how few champions are in this deck, I'm not sure that I'll be able to get in with something that I can Arm here. In their hand, I do imagine it'll be quite good. I'm going to cut this, and I'm just going to play something a little safer. Probably either Juggernaut or Memory Spirit. Probably going to be the Memory Spirit. 8. Both very good. Main reason I'm playing the Mythic Monster over the Juggernaut is I want to make sure I have green loyalty for Draka and Pyrosaur. I don't think we have any ambush champions, so I'm going to go with the Memory Spirit. I have Chronicler. That's about it. Yeah, let's go with the Memory Spirit. Alright. Simple enough. Make sure I don't have a game going on here. Just leave the queue. Alright. Do that. Let's go ahead and play in the arena then. See if we can do better with this deck. Alright. Probably should have made my deck first so that when I saw someone in the queue I could just jump in. Alright, we're against Moxless Matt. It's a little bit of a tongue twister. Alright, so we are going second here. I got some great on-turn plays, but nothing really to do off-turn. So I'm probably going to mulligan everything except for the Triceratops, which I think is the safest on-turn play to keep. The Chronicler, unfortunately, returns a card from discard pile to my hand, so basically it doesn't do anything if I don't have something already in my discard pile. Alright, sure. And just pass. Sea Titan. Okay. I like it. We have Plague, I think, as our only way to clear the board, so might struggle against that card. We will see. I guess I could make something bigger or just keep blocking it. You're gonna replay it. Wow. I'm not sure if I want to play Power Sword just to remove the Force Mage Apprentice. I guess I could play Triceratops, and that way I can smash and burn it after blocks to block the Sea Titan. So we'll go for that play. Looks like the Force Mage Apprentice is going to get away with it here. Interesting. Alright, they're just going to be very aggressive. We might be the ones dying this game. We do have a gain 5, but I would prefer to recycle with it. Go ahead and block this and play a Smash and Burn on it. See if we can get away with that. One thing that's nice about the untargetableness of Sea Titan is that you can't buff it, so I don't have to worry about Matt playing like a Rage or something on Sea Titan. Fumble, sure, so they bounce off each other. That's fine with me. Chronicler to get back Fire's Rebellion. Okay, trying to kill me. Fair enough. It's having me for 2. So I should not die to Fire's Rebellion because it would just put me at that would just put me at 4, right? So I might just make this attack first, be pretty greedy about it. Then might do something like Priestess Pal. I kind of want to get rid of that Force Mage Apprentice. As much as I want to play Priestess Palace card, it's probably correct for me to do something like Draka. Yeah, let's attack with this first. I don't think that ideally. Sure, alright. It's fine. Maybe that'll get Fires of Rebellion. Let's go ahead and Frantic Digging to toss something to look for. Get rid of his Lessons Learned. We're going to look for a. Do I have an off-turn play aside from Lessons Learned? It looks like I don't. I can Hasty Retreat to draw 2. Alright. See if I can't find another green card. Looks like I did not find another green card. I really wanted to give one of these 2 loyalty. I mean, I can play the Power Sword without loyalty, just it's not great. It's not great. Play Deathbringer here, and then just use that to block the Sea Titan. That would be the play. Try and hold onto these wild cards so I can actually get loyalty 2 for one of them. I think that is the play. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Fortunately, the fact that I can't do anything about that is very relevant here. Let's see what happens with this. All right, that's fine. We're gonna gain 5 right away, and probably not gonna recycle. I think that the Smash and Burn activating is probably going to be more relevant than the recycle here. So I'll go ahead and do that. And then I can play this Faithful Pegasus as another blocker in case this Deathbringer gets removed somehow. We won't attack with it. Block with the Pegasus if we can. Although, if your opponent has something that gives the whole team breakthrough, then I think we lose. Alright, no Winds of Change or Battle Cry. Raxa. Alright. Go ahead and draw 2 here. Really need a lot of things. But I can take that out with Priestess plus Palace Guard or Priestess plus Bounty Hunter, so it's not the end of the world here. The Palace Guard. Not sure which one's better for later. Oh, you know what? I can get rid of them all with Pyrosaur. What am I even thinking? I have a Smash and Burn. Smash and Burn's gonna get rid of the Raxa. We can get the splits. Then if this connects, we're going to have 20, which means the opponent will be at 2 after taking all of it. So I can actually win with hitting with all of these and the Little Devil. Yeah, I was hoping that, I'm surprised that the opponent was kind of on a very similar game plan, but Rescue Griffin, alright. Sure. I thought for sure we had it there, but looks like this will save the opponent. I think we're going to pass here and then use the Triceratops plus the Word of Summoning to block the Sea Titan. Probably going to be the play. I could even get him for 4 with this, but I suppose here's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and attack for 10. Look at my damage in. I'll play the Priestess of Evangeline. The Priestess of Evangeline will be used to chump the Sea Titan, because we don't really need to deal with the board at all. If the Sea Titan attacks, then that means they're dead on the swing back. Oh, or we can just win, I think. All right. There's Lash. All right, good game. That was a weird one. Just both nuked each other. But we had the slower, more protective nuke. Alright. No talkie-talkie. What, can you not hear me? Am I frozen? No talkie-talkie. Let me know. Can you hear me right now, Holy Elvis? Let's, I guess we'll just go ahead and jump into another one. We have a pretty good deck here. Yeah, I thought so. One thing which is weird about this deck in comparison to a lot of the other decks that I play in Random 60, I feel like this deck is very redundant. A lot of the cards in it are very similar to each other. You have Palace Guard and Bounty Hunter and Deathbringer are all very similar. They're basically just you play a thing that removes their guy, and then you have a body left over. Trying to think, we have a deal 7 to a target, a deal 7 to a target, and a deal 6 to a champion and its owner. Those are all pretty similar. Alright, we're up against Matt again. Hello. I guess Matt has a new deck now. We're going first. We don't want the recycles, we don't want Pyrosaur in opening hand, we don't want Bounty Hunter in opening hand. I'm going to toss those. Pirates Rebellion's okay. Mythic Monster's a great start, so we'll just leave that and pass. The combo with Frantic Digging Warrior Golem. Yeah, I think we're good here. I could have blitzed this in Warrior Golem in for 4, but I prefer to play it when I could actually recycle off of it. It's a great target for Pirates Rebellion. That was the flavor text competition. That was the flavor text that won the competition was his bite is worse than his bark. That was the community submitted one. Alright. I mean, I'm kind of happy with just starting my turn. I mean, they're not going to take 13. Let's see, 5 plus 9 is 14, so Matt can't just double block this. Alright, let's go for the lash and see what happens. I'm going to take 15. Fifteen's a lot. Attack for health. Alright, this is Zombie Apocalypse. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll recycle basically this by attacking with it. Should trade in with one of these zombie tokens. I'm just going to let it go through. Alright, that's perfectly fine with me. The real question is, what do I want to Chronicler? Because I think that's the play. Might be Frantic taking away the Deathbringer here. Cycle both champions, and then Chronicler back Frantic Digging, since it's the most versatile of these cards. This way, if the Warrior Golem dies, I can still recycle the Warrior Golem and the Lash. Any control of it? Sure, that's why they didn't block. Well, I mean, they really want to play this slow, huh? Still, I have some very good top decks here, so I'm just going to start my turn. If I draw Draka or Pyrosaur. Alright, neither of those. Let's go ahead and attack with the zombie token first. Then I'll flash fire and swing in for 7. So this says when it goes to your discard pile. So it's going to my discard pile, so I'll be the one who recycles. It's unfortunate for them. We're going to go ahead and recycle the Flashfire and the Warrior Golem. And then attack for 7 here. It's not a great target to gain control of. It's actually one of the reasons why I like Warrior Golem a lot in Army of the Apocalypse decks. So we'll pass after hitting for 7 here. See what Matt wants to do. I can deal 14 with Fires of Rebellion and Lessons Learned. And I'm probably just going to I mean, on the one hand, I want to just deal 7 to that and draw a card. But I also see some value to just dealing 7, returning it to hand, and then dealing 7, and then Lessons Learning it to deal 7. I think I'm going to go for the this safer option, just in case they have more health gain. I think we're really quite close enough to start going for it. It's 3 golds. 4 if you count the Memory Spirit. Yeah, there's some health gain right there. Gonna make some human tokens. I'm gonna go ahead and grab back my Fires of Rebellion here. The reason I'm playing the Memory Spirit right now is just because it's going to get in for 5 pretty easily, so 5 damage, and you also draw a card, and then also it sticks around. So it's like a Savage Uprising here. Alright. I'm pretty happy with that. Could take 6. Get a Spawning Demon. Alright. Let's see if I can find a punish here. I might be able to find one. Go ahead and frantic taking away my Priestess Evangeline, I think. So I can find a wild card. I did. So they take 9 here, then we have 10 in hand, so they have to heal before attacking. I could Fireball right now just to kill one of those, but I'm definitely going to go for lethal. They know that I have lethal because they just revealed Fires of Rebellion and Fireball, so I have 10 damage revealed. Alright, that's going to be game. Alright, good game, Matt. And we got a Juggernaut. I feel like a lot of people like Juggernaut, but I am a really big fan of Steel Golem. So Golem's my favorite. Alright, well that's going to wrap up the stream for today. I'll be getting some games in with that constructed deck next time, but in the meantime, play some games yourself, and see you next time.